This is Cast of Wonders, the young adult fiction podcast featuring stories of the fantastic. Welcome! I'm Catherine Inskip, your co-editor and occasional host. Episode 381 for October the 20th, 2019. Our story for today is The Lie Misses You by John Wiswell, a Cast of Wonders original. John is a disabled writer who lives where New York keeps all its trees. His work has appeared in Fireside Magazine, Uncanny Magazine and Nature, as well as previously having stories in Podcastle and Pseudopod. He's not just an escape artist's author, he's a fan and listener. You can find him on Twitter @Wiswell, and if you enjoy this story and fancy a cheerful bit of body horror, go read The Tentacle and You in Nature Futures. This story is narrated by Athena Hack. Athena Hack is a high school dancer and writer from Houston, Texas. A quick content warning, this is a story about grief and child mortality. And now, we've a tale to tell.
The Lie Misses You by John Wiswell. Narrated by Athena Hawk. The Lie can't wait to see her sister again. Every night she draws another picture of the two of them together. Sometimes in space, sometimes playing baseball, always in crayon. Always looking shoddy, like the work of her father's left hand. But the Lie is recovering from the contact plague, and it affects motor functions in survivors. Her parents bring this up every time her sister calls. She's calling tonight, not that it's night where her sister is stationed. The mothership Nebraska is fighting in a place with 3 suns, so it's probably always morning there. The Lie doodles a yellow crayon triple morning while Mom and Dad squeeze together around the laptop. They try not to stare at it, pretending that cleaning their reading glasses and mending socks are just what they meant to be doing an hour after the time V was supposed to call. To the Lie, that is what they meant to do. Her parents are so practical. Mom says, "Don't you think her ship—" Dad intensifies his knitting. "Humans have never been as far away as she is. There are going to be delays. Because last week there were 3 down. Did you see Minnesota?" "Please don't bring that up." The Lie asks, "What happened on the Minnesota?" "I heard there was negligence." "Rosa, please don't bring that up with her." The Lie believes that. She also believes if her sister was aboard, that Minnesota would have won the war by now. Mom pushes her glasses on so tight they squish the bridge of her nose. "Maybe we should talk about the draft. Funny whose kids don't get drafted and sent upon rickety warships." "I'll talk about the scrap drive. You can talk about that candied orange peel recipe." "You know how their parents get them out of the draft?" "They're rich. But Viola is going to call any minute." "They lied. That's how." The laptop rings and Mom straps on a smile that the Lie believes with her whole heart. The Lie hops onto the sofa, bouncing until they pick up. They click and there is V, 1 frame of animation every few seconds, black hair buzzed to her brown scalp, eyebrow piercings closed up and disappearing into the freckles of her forehead. She scrunches close to the camera, holding up her collar, showing off a funny colored pin on her shirt. "Hey guys," she says, "guess who got her bars?" The Lie squeals for her. Mom covers her mouth like it'll make her see better, and Dad applauds, holding his hands right over the microphone. He says, "I knew you'd do it. You're the smartest person on the Nebraska." The Lie adds, "In the whole galaxy." The audio pauses, and 10 seconds go by without a frame of animation. Then V jerks forward, eyes wide, lips parted in a smile too toothy for its own good. "Mom, I love what you've done with your hair." Mom has not cut nor changed her hair since the day V shipped out. Still, she runs fingers through it and smiles to the nearly static image of her daughter. Water rations. Wash it less, it shines more. Is that the secret? Here I've been buzzing it by mistake. The next image they get is V glancing left as though trying to see other people in the video frame. She asks, "Is Carrie awake?" Mom comes right in with, "She wishes she could talk to you, baby girl, but you know the quarantines." V says, "Another quarantine?" Mom looks at Dad, who says, "Just a precaution. It'll take a couple weeks tops. She misses you." Suddenly, the lie isn't in the room anymore. Dad and the lie are both half asleep when there's a knock. It's Mrs. Azumi, the Japanese lady who lives on the 4th floor, who always pushed savory cookies on them. Her son has every cool video game in existence. The lie immediately asks for cookies. Dad stands warily in the threshold. "Oh, hi, Kiko. I was dozing off." "Hi, Arter," she says with too much politeness. She doesn't have cookies. She has bandages peeping out from under her gloves. "I'm just checking around this morning, making sure everyone's okay. We started some meetings at the Methodist Church on 5th and Mercantile." Dad rubs his waning hairline. "We're not Methodists." "It's not religious." The lie asks, "Then why is it in a church? Do you do it when God isn't home?" Mrs. Azumi says, "It's just for people who want it. We haven't really talked much since contact, but my Eddie was taken by the plague. It hit so fast." Dad steps towards her, moving his hands like he wants to do something with them and doesn't know what. Oh God, I didn't know. You were upstairs all this time?" "I just burned everything, dragged all the linens, the mattress into the alley." She scratches at her gloved hands. "I don't even know why I did it." There's too much we don't know. What did the aliens want? Why did they leave so fast? Did they know they brought a disease with them? Or was it a surprise to them, and did they run to prevent it from spreading further? The lie shoos at Mrs. Azumi. "My dad's tired. Go home, please." "Maybe it's better not to ask. It's not like the aliens are answering," Mrs. Azumi says. "We're trying to look out for each other, just the parents. That's why we're meeting. If you ever want to talk about your daughter—" Like that, Dad's tone closes for business. "We're not talking about my daughter. My daughter's on the Nebraska." "I meant—" The lie pretends she's the one who closes the door. Mom leans so close to the laptop that neither Dad nor the lie can see the screen. She asks, "You're sure your suit doesn't expose you? What about when you take it off?" From around Mom's pudgy sides, V gives a muffled, "I have to take 2 chemical showers before I even get to my underwear." Because some people say the aliens use that as a weapon. They were trying to soften Earth up. Dad tries to work his way into view of the screen. "Any idea when your tour is up? Your mother found a candied orange peel recipe you're going to love." "What I really miss is that crappy twin bed. We sleep in nutrient capsules. It's like trying to dream in toothpaste." Dad rubs his face. "That's vivid." "Tell me the truth. I have this feeling that Carrie's been sleeping in my bed. Even though they're the same, in the same room, I bet she touches my stuff all the time." The lie is in the middle of stealing her sister's Legos. She can't believe she was busted like that. Her parents always keep the door to this room closed, so how did V see it? Mom says, "Can you blame her?" The lie hopes V doesn't blame her. Dad leaves for the scrap drive, and Mom sets up the laptop for her night job. The lie stays with her because she needs cheering up after half of these calls. Mom closes eyes for a moment, mouthing untruths to herself, before switching the channel on. After 2 beeps, she is connected to her first client. She introduces herself with perfect calm. "Hello, this is the Post-Contact Health Service. Rosa speaking. How can I help you tonight?" The voice has the fear of another mom. "My son's got it. I know he's got it. He started coughing a lot the week after those things left Earth, but now he has the bands." Mom scrolls through a web form, beginning to type. To the lie, she is a wizard to know so much so fast. I'm sorry to hear that, but it could still be early. Let's get you to the right facility. What are his symptoms? He passed out twice this morning, and he's got the red bands on his throat. Please tell me he's not going to die. Mom's fingers slow on the keys. My young daughter had those bands too. Did she live? She got the stripes around her neck, those pink ones. Are your sons bleeding yet? Because then you need to go to Eastern. The woman doesn't let it go. She asks again, Did she live? Mom's fingers coil inward like she wants them to disappear into her palms. She takes a long, measured breath before answering the question. Yes, she spends all day building toy spaceships. Now what color is your son's neck? Thank you, the woman said, and she goes on, but her words dissolve into babbling. The calls don't stop until Mom logs out. The Lie spends the rest of the night on her belly beneath Mom's chair, building a Millennium Falcon out of Legos. Dad's blood pressure is so bad that the guys only let him work half days. On his way home, trying to figure out how to tell Mom about his hours, he hears the shrieks of a girl. He and the Lie run. They find her cycling laps around a pond where the Lie and Viola used to ride, screaming every time she pulls off another wheelie. The walk takes a lot out of Dad. He sits on an aluminum bench that's painted to appear wooden, eyes closing, one gnarled hand resting palm up. It's like he's asking for her. She puts her hand on his, holding it as long as he likes, and kicking her feet as ducks come up to ask for bread. They just hold hands, and she apologizes to the ducks, and he apologizes to her. V asks, Still not home? Mom says, They have to monitor these kinds of cases closely. You don't want a relapse. Tell her I got something for her, okay? The Lie almost hits the ceiling. You did? Is it an alien head? The video is grainy, distorted by stuttering. V holds up what looks like an ant's head made out of reddish brownstone. It's meteorite I picked up last mission. I whittled it down in the shop. See, I made a Millennium Falcon out of meteorite for her. I'll sneak it home. Won't she go ballistic? Mom motions to cover her mouth and winds up covering her eyes too. She'll love it. The Lie already loves it. It's the most beautiful spaceship toy she's ever seen, sailing amid the blackness of the laptop screen. She reaches for it. V says, I hope she hasn't outgrown toys by the time I get back. The Lie promises, never. There's a bin in the back of the church where parents can donate anything their kids no longer use. It is right next to where the support group for parents meet, so the purpose of the bin fools nobody. Nobody except the Lie. She runs over and rummages through it, looking for lightsabers. Inside the room are more chairs than the Lie has ever seen, most of them taken by adults. The adults take turns getting up to speak, like show and tell without the excitement. Mrs. Izumi gets up, wearing gloves and a scarf so blue and so new it's conspicuous in the musty church basement. An older couple shuffles over to Mom, and she raises the box as though warding them off. I'm just dropping off a box of things Carrie doesn't use anymore. But Mom is halfway through the door, listening to Mrs. Izumi. She talks about how her son was going to be a game designer, and in his spare time open a bakery that only made cupcakes, and how their family had a goal of visiting all the petting zoos in America. Mom listens and eventually takes a seat, and sometimes she mouths the words other grieving parents say, like lyrics to a song she used to sing. She never talks. The Lie sits next to her, atop the box of things she doesn't use anymore. Someone has to keep Mom company. Mom has been gone for an hour just to drop off a box of old things. Dad fills the time by cleaning his and Mom's room, and the living room and the kitchen, every place in their cramped apartment except the room V and the Lie share. He must be saving it for last. He sweeps a little to the left, then forward. A little over, then forward. He sweeps like the horse piece in chess. The Lie dances around his broom, arms out, pretending to be a space plane. Sometimes he smiles. He's in the middle of one of those ghostly smiles when the laptop rings in the other room. He trips over the rug, running to check, and the Lie beats him to it. It's V! It's V! Dad kneels before the laptop, letting the call ring and ring. "You're not supposed to, not until 8. "She's early! Pick up before she goes!" The lie practically drags Dad's hand to click. Instantly, there is V's beaming face. She has stitches over one temple and keeps fiddling with the camera. "Dad, can you see me?" "Baby girl, you're early." "Is that sunlight? Damn, the gravity here does weird things. I think it's been 2 o'clock for a week now." The lie smushes her face toward the camera. "Did you headbutt an alien?" "It's good to see you." Dad touches his forehead and gestures to her. "What happened here?" "Nothing. Dropship went wonky. Ever since, I've just really needed to see you guys. Where's Mom and Carrie? Mom promised she'd be home today." Dad twists around, staring straight at the lie. They're downstairs." The lie is in the downstairs, but she comes careening up, booting open the door and tracking mud across the living room floor they just swept. "Let me talk to her, Daddy." V says, "I've got to show Carrie something." "I'll check." "Yell for them. I only get 2 minutes." Dad's breathing is erratic, and the lie rubs his back. He needs to calm down. There's too much color rushing into his face. He looks at the front door and yells, "Carrie, Carrie, your sister's calling." "Go get her." V sounds angry. The lie forgot what V sounded like when she was angry. Her sister was never angry with her. She's gonna freak. "Carrie?" "I'm right here, Dad." "Dad, they ration call time." Dad rises up to his knees, gesturing with his arms for an invisible girl to run closer. "Here she comes. Take your shoes off. You'll get mud everywhere." The lie throws herself into Dad's lap, and he adjusts like they're going to scooch together. He reaches for the laptop. V says, "Carrie, can you hear me?" "Always." "Here she comes. I hope the connection—" Dad's fingers click the red button and hang up. They sit there together, lie and liar, in the dread that the laptop might ring again. It doesn't. "You hung up on our daughter!" It doesn't sound like a question, but Mom stares like she wants answers. Anything to swing at. Dad is as far from her as he can get in the kitchen, butt wedged up against the corner of the stove and the counter. "I didn't know what to say." "Just say she's in for more tests." "She'd been injured, and we say that too often." "It's to protect her. We can't lose her too." "She doesn't believe it anymore." "So you hung up on her and let her go back to getting shot at?" "I didn't send her to fight." Mom gets too close, into that range where you're either going to push or be pushed. "She needs our support." "Support? I've done nothing but support her. Everything I do is—" "You don't throw this one away. You're the one who—" Their arms go up all at once, her hands opening to slap, his clutching around a glass of pomegranate juice to throw. That's when the lie runs in between them, stretching at her hands, trying to physically keep them apart. They'd have to hit her to get at each other. He looks at her hand, and she looks at his glass. Dad drops the glass, and it clinks into the sink, not even being graceful enough to shatter, and Mom throws up. Half-digested rice gruel spills everywhere across the kitchen floor, and she falls into it. Dad grabs the trash can and holds it for her. She wraps an arm around it, and they clutch it together. "I sent her to bed," Mom mutters between heaves. "I sent Carrie to bed without supper. If she'd eaten, her immune system could have fought it." The lie remembers eating every night. Then she remembers starving. Dad looked like he'd forgotten how to open her eyes. "I should have taken her to the hospital sooner. As soon as she started coughing, I should have—" Her parents refuse to stop talking, to stop mulling into the wastebasket, to stop doing this to her. She tries to remember going to bed with an empty tummy or waiting in traffic on the way to the doctor so she can be who they want. She can't be, and she feels dizzy and like she has no head at all. Where did her feet go? She can't find them. Her parents never look at her, continue confessing things she was never there for. It makes her dizzier than losing her feet. The lie holds on to the idea that even if her parents don't want her, her sister does. Then she wonders what will happen when V comes home and they tell her these things. She faints, falling into nothing. There's good news. Her sister was shot, or her landing craft was shot. Nobody knows how many dead. That number is a lie of omission. But the good truth is that V's left foot and most of her shin is gone, and nanites can't repair the damage adequately, so she has to come home. The lie is needed and bounces on the sofa cushion next to Mom. She asks, "Can I see her medals?" Mom clutches her skirt so tight the seam starts separating. She doesn't look at the lie straight on as she whispers into the laptop, "Carrie can't wait to see you. She wants to see all your medals." Leave it to V to find her own way home. Before Mom and Dad even know she's in the solar system, she knocks on their door. "Hi guys," V says, dropping her duffel on the stairs. She steps in to hug them, her nanite construct foot replacement clunking on the floorboards. Mom hugs her and Dad stares at the foot. Then Dad hugs her and Mom tries not to weep. Mom strokes V's buzz cut. "Baby girl, your hair." V snorts. The lie forgot how her laugh sounded, like a chicken with the flu, they'd used to say. Dad laughs too, reminding her that chicken laughs run in the family. "Where's Carrie?" V asks, looking around and seeing the faded rectangles on the wall where photos used to hang. She looks at Mom, and Mom looks back in the wrong way. Mom sounds like a ghost as she says, "She's fine, baby girl. Come sit." Dad steps in, saying, "There are all these stories about grieving soldiers having accidents. We couldn't tell you while you were up there and fighting for your life." The lie feels cold, dizzy. She reaches for V's hand, and as though on instinct, V backs away. "Wait, what?" Mom opens her mouth 3 times and can't get a good sound out. Dad says, "It was 2 weeks after you shipped off. The next night you called, and we didn't know what to do. It never seemed fair to you." "Fair to me?" She steps toward the bedroom she and the lie used to share, and suddenly looks every bit as surprised at the lie. They are sisters forever. "You just decided—" "No." Now both of their parents' mouths move wordlessly, and the lie feels herself fading. She can't breathe. She snaps out of it when V lies to herself, calling into the house, "Carrie?" V hadn't limped before, but she limps now, over to her bedroom. She storms in, locking the door before Dad can catch her. She sinks between their twin beds, searching for something. All the boxes of toys are gone, and the blue carpet is murky with months of unvacuumed dust. V squeezes the meteorite shaped like a spaceship that she carried 1,000 light years to give to someone who isn't here. She drops it, and the space rock becomes dirty with earth dust. The lie follows her, terrified. She tries to pick up the toy and can't. She tries to invite V to play lightsabers and can't make words. The lie is so thin, so on the verge of nothing. Her feet are lost again, and all she can think is, what good is she if she can't comfort her sister? V keeps punching the carpet and hiding her face from no one. She doesn't sound at all like a space soldier when she says, "You're why I made it home." That shouldn't make her proud, but the lie smiles with her whole face. Her sister fought all that time, survived the unknowable, for so many months, for her. Does that mean she did her job? It doesn't feel like it, not as V's shoulders spasm and sobs. The lie keeps fading, unable to see her own hands, as invisible to herself as she's always been to the rest of the world. She's barely there, and still all she's doing is hurting her sister. But she knows what her sister needs. The lie nestles on the dingy carpet, between her sister and the meteorite toy that no one will ever play with. As the lie ceases to be, she's overwhelmed by giddiness. Her sister will learn how to carry this hurt. She's so strong, the strongest person in her world, and that is the truth. It's a truth she's willing to let take her place. The lie disappears with a chicken laugh. If this is dying, then it's worth it. All the lie ever wanted was to help.
John tells us this about his story. The Lie Misses You is a story about what we do to shield people from pain when we ourselves are in the middle of hurting. Our judgment isn't clear. We can say things we'll regret and get tangled in our own expressions of grief and mercy. My own family has a long history of child mortality. When I fell gravely ill at age 13, my family split into denial and destiny. I was the first child of my generation, and some feared I would be the first child to die young. I survived, and grew up carrying a survivor's guilt. I often thought about what I would have wanted for my brother and sister if they had lost me, and how terrible it would be to be unable to comfort them. Every time I come back and reread this story, a different aspect of it hits home. This time for me, it's the fragility of the lie's existence, shaped by people she can no longer reach, never being enough to ease their pain. She doesn't get much choice about it either, a construct of might-have-beens, needed and loved and impossible to let go of. But she can't be a living girl for them, or even the shadow of that girl. She can't be anything at all. It's a scary and incomprehensible thing for Carrie the Lie and for all of them. To keep Carrie alive, to acknowledge that she's gone and the scope of that awful absence, the lie has to go. There's healing there, but there's also a little girl who loves her family, who never wanted to be a problem, and only ever wanted to help. And she did. Join us again next week. We love bringing you the best audio fiction week after week, but we can't do it without your support. Your donations pay our authors, our narrators, our servers and our staff. Please consider supporting us with a monthly donation through either PayPal or Patreon. You can also review us on Apple Podcasts, request us on Spotify, and consider the stories we publish for reward consideration. There are lots of ways you can help. Join the discussion on the EA Forum, forum.escapeartists.net, or visit on Twitter at Cast of Wonders. Come say hello. Cast of Wonders is a production of Escape Artists Incorporated and is brought to you by our editors and hosts Marguerite Kenner and Catherine Inskip, art director Alexis Goebel, assistant editor Carissa Sluss and Andrew K. Ho, associate editors Tonya Bezpalko, Amy Brennan, Alicia Caparaso, Trace Fontil, William Haight Minor, Sean Proctor, Ray O, Susie Rodriguez, Emma Smales and Chris Tang. Our audio producer is Jeremy Carter and our community manager is Danny Daly. Our episodes are released under the Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives 4.0 International License. That means you can download or listen to the episode on any device you like, but you can't change it or sell it. Our theme music, Appeal to Heavens, is by Alexei Nov and available from Promo DJ or his Facebook page. Thanks for listening.